What is up, MMA fans? This is Leonte for Sherdog.com, and today I have the pleasure to talk with former LFA featherweight champion and now UFC fighter, Mr. Bruno Souza. Hello, Bruno. Welcome on Sherdog. How are you today?
It's a pleasure to be talking with you, with Sherdog. You know, it's a website that has been my life since I'm a baby, since I'm a kid. I've been following this sport, and you know, Sherdog is probably one of the biggest and longest inactive website, and now video and everything. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to be with you. And I would say, you know, not only former featherweight champion. I'm still the featherweight champion of LFA because nobody got the belt. So
okay. okay, but still, yeah, okay, of course, I understand. No worries. Bruno, your nickname is the Tiger. When and how did you earn that?
Let's say the Tiger's been with me for a long time. You know, like I'm from Shotokan Karate. Shotokan Karate, the symbol is a tiger. My favorite song is "Eye of the Tiger" when I was a kid. You know, of course, because Rocky Balboa. When I was about to compete, my dad used to scream like karate, of course. My dad used to scream like "Eyes of the Tiger," so I could be a mean face. So like the Tiger has been with me for a while. And my sister one day said, like, she worked with holistic things. So I was like, she was like, you know, that everybody has a tiger. Oh, sorry, everybody has an animal. So she gave me a meditation. Of course, the tiger popped up. I was like, yeah, I should adopt that because my nickname at the time was Karate. I don't think it was too marketable. So I was like, I need to change my nickname. I think a tiger will be fine, and I actually love it.
Yeah, you're right. Actually, the Tiger sounds a little bit, you know, it's catchier than karate. So good choice.
At least something has to be me, you know. At least the animal, the nickname. My face, nobody tell I'm a fighter, you know. I have to try.
So listen, you dropped a decision to Melsik Baghdasaryan in your UFC debut. How was it for you to walk out for the first time to the Octagon?
It was like it was like I belonged. I never left, you know, like it was like any other fight. Again, when I say I'm following the sport, I was talking with another people the other day. I was doing another interview, and I felt old because the guy, really nice, the guy, he said he's been following the sport for 3 years. And I was like, dude, I'm following the sport since it began. I remember to download Pride fights. I remember to watch the Pro Cup against Vanderlei, the one that went 5 rounds, the one that unfortunately Vanderlei got knocked out. I remember all of that. So I've been living there all my life. My favorite play when I was a kid was play that I was walking out to the Octagon. I'm always visualized when I say I'm a kid, when I was like 10 years old. So like I'm always being there. Walkout that time was like normal. It was scary normal for me, you know.
And what did you take away from the Baghdasaryan fight?
I think the most important thing that I took away from it is that I think I found the last puzzle of my game that I was missing, my confidence. I know I have the skill. I know I'm a skill guy. I know I have the technique, ground, grappling, striking, but I was missing a little bit of my confidence. And you can see on that fight, I was not pulling the trigger. But fight against Melsik, which is a great striker, for 3 rounds, and it's still, they get a 2 days ago, I rewatched the fight and was like, it was not as bad as I was imagining. It was really good for someone that picked the fight in 6 days, that got the fight in 6 days, didn't got training at all, didn't got diet at all. I just went out there and fought one of the best strikers in the division. So I was like, you know what? I can do it, you know? So I'm pretty confident after the last fight.
You told me that you always felt that you belonging in the Octagon, but still, you know, making your UFC debut at Madison Square Garden must have been at least, I don't know, something quite impressive. You know, what were your feelings, you know, about that?
Unfortunately, because of COVID, we could not hang out. I didn't saw the Madison Square Garden. I saw the locker room. I went out, I fought, and I went back to the hotel. But like I have to say thank you to LFA because they literally put us on that spot. You know, I did 2 main events on the LFA. Sorry about the noise. I'm at the gym.
Oh, no worries, no worries. It's good. It's good to hear that. It's a pleasant noise, actually.
Yeah, so LFA actually put you on that spot of a big show, you know. They treat like a big show. They treat everything right. They do all the right things. So fight in the UFC and a main event of the LFA, it's pretty much the same level, you know, the same level of competition because the guys that are fighting there are really, really strong. And you have all, not all, but you have pretty much media and attention that a fight in the UFC will get. So I like fighting the Madison, it's amazing, but it's better when I watch the tape, you know, I watch the face off, I watch the fight, I watch Bruce Buffer calling my name. I watch all of that. That's cool. At the time, I was like, it's just another fight.
Now you're scheduled to face Luis Saldana on March the 26th. How was your camp in preparation for this fight?
It's cliche, but I gotta say, it was the best camp of my life. Of course, nobody gonna say that was the worst camp of my life.
Of course, but still, I have to ask the question nevertheless. So.
I know. Well, this guy, I'm being 100% honest because for the first time I have the PI with me. UFC PI doing an amazing job. Like Nicole from the PI, it's doing perfect. She hit me up all the time, you know, asking about my weight, asking about how I'm feeling. Let's eat more, let's eat less, you know, all of that. Actually, she's asking me to eat more. I was like, my psychology doesn't let me eat more. I know my weight is good, but like, let me keep it like that. Anyways, so I have all the supplements. I have all the food from Icon Meals. I don't have to worry about that, you know. I had 8 weeks training camp. I never had 8 weeks training camp in my life. So I have to say, no injuries. I have my PT, everything doing good, you know. So I'm literally, you're gonna see it. I'm literally in the best shape of my life.
How is your relationship with food? I surfed your Instagram account. I saw some very nice videos, and I saw, you know, one where you were there and hugging some chips. The caption read that the body of an athlete, but the mind of, you know, someone who loves junk food. Let's put it like this. How is your relationship with that?
With food, I love food. I love eating. You know, like. Actually, more I like eat junk food. I like eat bad food. You know, it's not that I like eating. It's not that I like. Of course, I like to eat a really good pasta, really good lasagna. I love to eat that, but I love more pizza, hamburger, and all of that. But I was talking with my wife a couple hours ago. I was like, you know what? This what I do. It's what I have to do. If I don't want to do this, like diet and all the things, it's okay. I'm gonna fight in a different weight class. The guy's gonna be bigger than me, you know. I don't it's not gonna be fit for me, so I have to do this. So it's the onus, it's the bad part of it, but with it comes a lot of good things, you know. My shape, my speed, all everything that is on point right now is only because everything is aligned. My training, my meal preps, everything is doing good. Supplements. So I love eating. I suffer a little bit. I've been dieting for what, eight weeks now. I dropped a tons amount of weight. I was heavy, but I was saying, like, after I retired, don't expect I will be like Lyoto. I won't be in shape, you know. Of course, I won't be like fat. I'll be fatty for sure.
Okay, but still, we're talking many years ahead, so you will have to deal with you know, weight cutting and diet for at least a few years.
Yeah.
Now that you mentioned Lyoto, no, I noticed some nice footage of you sparring with Lyoto Machida. How is it for you to train under and with such a great MMA legend like the former UFC light heavyweight champion?
No, Lyoto is amazing, you know. It's not only for me. What he does to me, he does to anyone. Like, he's such a nice guy. If you stop him in the street, you ask him 2 questions, he's gonna answer. But of course, I have the pleasure to have him as my guide, you know, like the guy that I will call. For the first time, he will be on my corner. Yeah, so that's nil. That's breaking news. He will be on my corner for the first time ever, because he was always like training. He's always like fighting or had something to do. I'm glad they aligned that he's gonna fight only in May. So I was like, "Is he gonna fight in May? Should you go?" He was like, "Yes." So it's really important for me. He's like my dad in the MMA world. You know, I started everything because of him. I started everything because when I was 6 years old, he used to come to my house. My dad used to cook for him, and we used to watch his tapes of his fighting. He's fighting against his first fight, the Ken Watanabe guy, like the first fight that he ever did. Stephen Bona, like Rich Franklin, all this fight I watched in the VHS with him. So when you plant a seed on a kid's mind, it grows like a tree, really strong. And that's what happened with me because I was watching that, I was watching him fight, and he was at the same time eating all my food, like right there, you know. So I was like, so he's right here. If he can do that, I can do that, you know, like it's normal. So I grew up with that idea that's normal. Of course I can do it. He's doing it, you know. So it's a pleasure, you know. I back and forth, I already lived like more than a year on his house, like training every day, eating all the right things, and he eats all the right things. It's terrible, you know. You feel bad eating junk food on his side, and of course him, Fabiola, his wife, they're family for me.
Yeah, the Machida's diet is legendary actually. So I don't envy, you know, consider that you just mentioned that you like junk food, but still in general, may I ask you, what is the biggest lesson you learned from him?
Say again, sorry.
What is the biggest lesson you learned from him?
Professionally.
Yes.
Like he's 44 years old, 44, and he's still fighting. Of course, he lost the last he lost 3 fights, all by decision for champions, you know, for world champion. He's 44 years old. I watch him training. You don't say he's 44. You know, like he keeps training as good. Like what's missing for him right now is that I don't know, maybe he's pulling the trigger a little bit in fights. But if he fight the way that he's training, it's gonna be like the old Machida, you know, because he's still doing all the right thing. Like I've been seeing him sparring all the best guys in the world, and he still do good. You know, he's still like phenomenal, and all of that because he never stopped training. He never stopped dieting. Of course, he eats like one thing and another. He take like one beer every 2 months, you know, but that all of that, of course, I'm not gonna be like Lyoto, as I said before. I'm not gonna be as disciplined as him, like when talking about food. But all of that, it makes you better just by watching, like just by osmosis. Like you, like okay, I can get a little bit of that, you know. So all of this discipline, the guy that he is, all of that, that's the biggest lesson.
Right before I finish my interviews, I usually like to ask for some musical advice. So have you already picked your walkout song?
I did, but it's a Brazilian song. It's not gonna make sense. It's a
Please, no worries.
It says that if you want to dance, the tiger gonna teach you, but it's a funk, but a Brazilian funk. Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. But the type of song that I like to listen a lot during training, it's Eminem, T.Y. Collapse, or anything like that. You know, like this kind of song that actually push you further. But what I believe right now, on the point that I am of my career, I don't think like walking out with a serious song is too good for me. I think I need to hang out a little bit more, you know, have fun a little bit more, because that's the way that I fight best, when I'm having fun, not too serious. So that's why I picked that song.
Okay. Well, I'll be waiting to listen to it. UFC on ESPN 33 is headlined by the clash between Daukaus and Curtis Blaydes. Let's hear your pick for that fight.
I think Curtis Blaydes gonna win, right? Like he has the best game. It's really hard to beat him, only if it's a knockout or something. So I pick him, yeah.
Bruno, I finished my questions. Before I let you go, would you like to share something else with us today?
No, just appreciate a lot the space. You know, we were talking a little bit before we start, like we gotta be professional. And I hope all the fighters like start understanding how important it is to do your interviews, how important it is to speak English. Like I'm coming from Brazil, not a lot of guys doesn't speak English, and I'm good with that. But if your market, it's American market pretty much, or at least English speaker market. So if you want to talk with them, you gotta be able to say what you actually want to say, not someone else, you know. But anyways, that's all, you know. Just stay tuned, and I hope to give you the best performance of my life in March 26th.
Bruno, thank you very much for your time today. Best of luck with your upcoming fight, and hopefully I will hear again from you in the future.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Have a nice day, my man. Bye-bye.